It's time for the MCTS experience with Mr. Orfe and Mr. Nash. Discover your passion and unlock your future.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Big show. Big month. What a great start to the year, Mr. Nash.
I'm very excited. I love this time of the year. I love it. I feel adrenalized, excited.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Goosebumps. I want to take a moment to welcome everybody to the MCTS experience. With me, of course, is the great Mr. Nash.
Howdy.
You're a legend, sir.
Hey, listen, I was a student that went here, 88, 89, went out, worked private sector, and I'm back, and I taught in the classroom 10 years, and now I'm here as the career counselor, ready to connect and activate with those in the community that want to work with us.
I'll just say something, just because the only other person here is the great Nick MacGyver Sikowski. You want a treat? You want a show? Mm-hmm. You want an electric adventure? Mm-hmm. You watch Nash teach OSHA to these kids. This is the time of year he goes around to all the classes teaching OSHA, and it's like a Broadway show.
I got it. Listen, first of all, everybody knows that listening to this in the adult world, sitting in an OSHA classroom without an instructor that's passionate, it's like watching paint dry. It's brutal. So thank God for the internet, and thank God that I like kids, and I'm passionate about seeing our kids come alive, because what I think about is, what do they really need to know that I have to cover by OSHA standards? Mm-hmm. I can't cheapen that or shorten that, but I put myself in their shoes as what they'd want to see. And you got to make it fun. You got to make it passionate, and I put my heart and soul in it. So thank you for the nice words, and you didn't have to do that.
Come on, man. It's from the heart.
Yeah.
So couple quick before we do, I just want to say also another thing. What a great crop of kids we have this year. Oh my God, this is really our first official full-length podcast, and I'm impressed with the students we've got. We got full classes. Everybody's really happy to be here.
Our enrollment's up 30%. 30% up. That's incredible.
That's phenomenal. So anyway, a couple quick announcements before we get underway. Let's see. Why don't you talk to us about Skills USA, Mr. Nash?
Well, first, here's the great part. So the first Friday, October 4th, we're having Skills USA leadership training, which, for the parents and the family members and the people that are like, hey, I'm thinking about this school. This is just an example of something we set ourselves apart for. Skills USA, every student's a member. It's a student leadership organization that promotes soft skill communication in addition to competitive areas that the student needs to compete in and wants to compete in later in the year. But it's just understanding how to activate in the workplace and how to rise up and be that person that you need to be in your adult career life. And they teach that, and we teach that here on the campus.
So it's more than just being able to fix that engine or make that omelet or whatever. You got to have those soft skills, like you just said.
What we're learning through the data that's pouring out from private sector and employers and corporations, they want soft skills more than they want nuts and bolt. They want the nut and bolt hard skill, but the emphasis, they need the soft skill more. It's such a drought out in the industry.
I believe it. That makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Also, family night. As some people call it back to school night. We call it family night because we want families to come, the students to come too. We want everybody here. It is not unlike your typical back to school night at a
Very
school.
interactive.
That's October 10th, 6 p.m. at both locations. That's at Sypek Center as well as the Sypek Center. Parents, students, come, meet your teachers, meet your kids' teacher.
See the shops.
You get to walk around the shops. The teachers tell you a little bit about what's going on, what they're learning right at this time, where they're going to go going forward. So,
I like when we do it then because you're not battling the sending schools, the home schools, the other schools in the area, private schools as well.
That's right.
We go a little bit deeper in October, and that gives a more interactive experience for parents.
Yeah, and the teachers have a taste for those kids. They can say oh yeah, Jimmy, I know him. Be able to talk about him a little bit.
Then you're jumping right into, it's this time of the year, everybody. Everybody else does fundraisers, selling wrapping paper, candles for $25, and your mom's sister's aunt and her debate on what good deal, or I thought the candle was going to smell like a watermelon and it doesn't. No, MCTS doesn't do that. And we also don't do just write a check, although that's a good strategy.
You want to write us a check, we'll take it.
We'll take it. This district will take it. We'll put it to good use for the kids. But what we do is we do a fundraiser called Drive One for Your School. We've been doing it since 2011. Partner up with Ford Motor Company. We're going to be at Route 33, Haldeman Ford. Haldeman Ford only is doing this event. It's going to be October 26th. Look, you're going to hear this. You're not going to believe it's true. You show up. You pick a 2020. They have the 2020 Fords out. Producer Nick got excited. And you get to pick one, drive one around the block, all right turns, all relatively low speed. You come back, answer 10 market research questions, and the school, when you turn the paper in, the school gets donated $20. So if we have 300 people show up, we have $6,000. We've made well over $60,000 since 2011 that goes directly to our student activities funds, our CTSOs. It's a no-brainer fundraiser. Zero startup costs. Here's the biggest problem. People can't believe that no one's going to try to sell them a car.
I would think that would be the biggest drawback, is people just think it can't be true, or a salesman's going to contact me or something like that afterwards.
Look, here's the best thing I tell you. If the first year we did it, I said to the sales staff, listen, if this is a sales event, we're out, and if you guys try to like backdoor us and get people's names and phone numbers or email addresses, we're not doing this. It's never, ever. I've never received a negative complaint. And my phone number's all over the flyer. To parents, call me if there is something negative. Our staff works the event with students.
Students come out. We got food, snacks.
It's breakfast, continental breakfast in the morning, barbecue style lunch. Hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff by the culinary class. Yeah. There's zero cost. There's zero cost, and the money goes right to the kids. How can you not show up, test drive a brand new F-150, a Mustang convertible, sedans, a hybrid, you name it. You drive around the block, you pull the thing, you park it, you answer 10 market research questions. That's it. Nobody calls you, nobody takes your keys, nobody locks you in a room like a timeshare presentation.
October 26th, Alderman Ford, if you're within the sound of our voice, please come. Couple other fun events coming up. Keep your eyes peeled. Movie night. We're going to show some sort of a holiday Halloween film towards the end of October.
Absolutely.
Students, look around for that. Student council elections at Sypek Center, as well as Sypek Center coming up. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to our HVAC teacher and his class from last year, Mr. Walker, Jim Walker, and the 2018 HVAC class won a very, very nice award, the 2019 School Communications Award.
For real?
They won. Yes, they came in second place in the state, the New Jersey Public Relations Association.
Really?
School Public Relations Association. They made a 1-minute video. It's very funny. It looks like an old silent movie of these guys.
Where can we view it? Producer Nick, can we see it on our website?
How do we see it, Nick? All of our social media. You can look on our YouTube channel, on our scroll back on our Facebook page. Actually, there's a link to it just this past week when we put up there. So please check it out. It's a fun video, and those guys did a great job.
Jim Walker,
congratulations.
Listen, if you have a son or daughter that thinks they might want to be, interested in refrigeration or the concept of HVAC or geothermal,
it's a great living.
It's an incredible springboard that goes in multiple directions. And Jim Walker is an incredible instructor. 6-7 years in the game. He's really got his sea legs. Please, if you're on the fence.
Teacher of the Year last year.
Rock star.
Much deserved. So that's about it for our announcements. Yeah, Mr. Nash?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go. Let's get into this thing. Let's rock and roll.
We'll be right back after this. And now it's time for Student of the Week. All right, welcome back, everybody. Student of the Week. We have a very, very special Student of the Week, and his name is Kenneth Reimer. Kenny, may we call you Kenny?
Yeah, that's fine.
Kenny comes to us by way of Nottingham High School, thanks to the counselors over there. He's a senior, and I'm going to let Mr. Nash take over and tell you a little bit more about Kenny.
Well, because it's our first podcast of the year, we want to make sure that you as the listener have something really enjoyable, and Kenny fit this perfectly because of he's a second-year student, and we're going to hear his story, but I really think of him as a quintessential CTE kid, career and tech ed kid, who wasn't really sure what he was getting himself into, and he's going to tell you a story about how he came here last year and what he did over the summer and what he's doing right now. We're in the second week of school, and Kenny he's flourishing. He's killing it.
Wonderful. So welcome, Kenny.
Hello.
So take us through what led you to come to MCTS?
Well, I had a automotive childhood with my dad. He was a tow truck driver, and I didn't know what I was going to do for my life. So there was this golden opportunity at this school, and I just took it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So your guidance counselor, you heard somebody come in and talk about it, or your guidance counselor said, hey, this is something that's offered to you and you can go to this school, and is that how it went, or you already knew about it and from friends? How'd you learn about us?
It was mainly my guidance counselor and then the visit, and I was like, I want to do this.
Cool. So by coming here, you're like, dude, this is for me.
Yes.
And that was in 10th grade. Awesome. Very cool.
Okay.
So then you come here last year, you get settled in. Mr. Kramer's our automotive technology teacher, and Mr. Parks, our fundamentals teacher. You worked with both of them, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
Great. So you enjoyed two different teaching styles, two different programs, different subject matter. How many live cars did you work on your first year going to school here? Like vehicles that mattered that, were people in the community.
On Kramer's class, I worked on about like 10, but then in Park, I worked on like 30.
There you go.
Holy
yeah.
smokes.
Yeah, well, Mr. Park and Mr. Kramer both told me Kenny's ability. So the neat part, and for the listeners, if you don't know, one of my functions within the district is I partner with local businesses and community partners, and one of them was Team Toyota, and another one is the Midas franchises, and as well as mom and pops and all kinds of people.
Sure.
So we learned of Kenny's ability as the year ran out, and Kenny, really came alive here on campus. And what we try to do here is we love to see guys and girls interview in their career area of study at the end of the junior year, so you can work in the summer. So, did you interview at 2 places?
Yeah, I went to Midas, and I really wanted to work there, but they
drug their feet.
Yeah, they didn't want to hire me for whatever reason.
Okay, that's fine. But you didn't stop. And then we had another opportunity for Team Toyota, which was a little bit further from your house. And you took the ball and ran with it. And what was it? The last week of school, you went for, what was it? I mean,
time was running out, and I really wanted to work over the summer so that I could go on CIE when school started. So the last week of school, I had the interview. I was working like the next week.
So
that's fantastic. So you were making money all summer.
Oh yeah,
full time.
And you were working in a dealership. Were you repairing cars, or were you like washing cars? Like, tell everybody, because I know what you were doing, and I want the people to hear what you did all summer. But sometimes people think, oh, you got a good summer job. What did you do, valet, or what were you doing?
No, I was doing mainly maintenance on cars, tire rotations, oil changes, evap services.
Wow.
Mounting and balance of tires.
Great. And how many cars a day, on average, how many cars a day would you and your team work with?
Well, on a busy day, me and a partner, 16.
That's phenomenal.
That's like journeyman level work right there.
A lot of cars.
It is, and it's not. And each car is different. You got trucks, minivans, everything, and you're working in a high volume dealership on Route 1, which is incredible. If you had to put into words like your first week to where you're at right now, how much have you learned?
I was clueless my first week.
Awesome.
I went in there just willing to learn everything, wanted to try everything, and right now I still need to learn stuff, and I want to take the tests and keep on learning.
That's awesome. How cool is that?
Good for you.
That's genuine and real.
Kenny, you're a real example of taking some things, some opportunities, grabbing them and running with them. Right? It would have been very easy for you to sit in one class all last year. You wanted more. You wanted more knowledge, and you chose to go to both classes, both teachers, get as much as you can from them. Going into that job, you're there to learn. You're there to work hard and grow. And we should all, if every student was taking that approach, we'd have every kid out on CIE the whole year.
Mr. Orfe, to your point exactly. That's exactly why, Kenny, we invited you in here to kick off our year, for you to be an inspiration to maybe a guy or a girl who's in 9th or 10th grade, their parents, their family members listen to these podcasts. People would be like, wow, I really don't know what my son or daughter's into, but it sounds like Kenny had like an interest, and my kid's like that too. And wow, look at you right now. You're the first student to go out on our co-op this year, which means you work 4 days a week. You're back at your career. This isn't a job. This is a career internship that's paid, getting better, faster, stronger, online training, and then opportunities are going to open for Kenny and the other students that go out on co-op, and that's exactly what you're looking forward to.
You're leading the charge, kid. You're out there with the big Team Toyota of Princeton and MCTS flag on your flagpole.
And the neat part is, like you and I talked about already when you did the paperwork, what are your next year's options? You can go to the automotive program at Mercer County Community College. You go to a trade school. You could work. You could go to Toyota Management School, and then there's so much more. So, Kenny, what's your advice for a guy or girl that's in homeschool who's in 9th or 10th grade right now that would be thinking about coming into MCTS?
Not just auto, any of the programs. Yeah. What's your advice?
This is an opportunity that you have to take. It's any type of program here, it's way better because you get the actual feel of not in the classroom, learning stuff. Just take it. Even if you don't know what you're going to take, you'll learn what you're going to do.
That's awesome. Wow. Yeah. Wow. It's good. I couldn't have said any better myself, Kenny. Great job, man. This is awesome.
Well said, Kenny. Congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Reimer, your Student of the Week.
We don't stop learning after the bell rings. Guess what? It's time for Teacher Tips.
All right, everybody. Our teacher tip this week comes to us from Anthony Giovannetti. We call him Beans. His nickname around the district is Beans. He's our district's IT guy. So, Beans, what do you got for us, the listeners, please?
Well, it's very nice to be here, first of all. Well, I would like to remind the teachers, any work that you do on your workstation, ensure you're backing it up to a network location, such as your personal drive.
Very good. Any advice for students? Give me a little something for students as far as backing up as well.
For the students, we recommend using, Google Docs, Google Drive.
Those will always be saved?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
We manage those accounts, so that's always a good place to save.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, your teacher tip this week from Anthony Beans Giovannetti.
Hey, you, come here. Check it out. They're in our school. They're in our community. They're around the corner. Welcome, our featured guest.
All right, featured guest. We're very, very excited to welcome our featured guest today. I'll use his former title first, Dr. James Fazzone. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Now, everybody calls you Faz or Dr. Faz.
Yeah, basically, yes.
How do you feel about that?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I know they're calling me, it's great.
Yes. Now, you have a storied career right here in Mercer County. You were principal at Steinert for a while.
Yes.
Some of the elementary schools in Hamilton as well.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I started off teaching at Steinert in 1977, coached several sports, football, ice hockey, track, and then I became the athletic director at Nottingham in 1993. Then was a middle school principal and elementary school principal in the Hamilton schools. And I've done some college work as well. So
oh my gosh.
I retired actually in 2004, but I keep showing up working.
Wow, rock solid. Rock solid, buddy.
Yeah.
He can't stay away. He's addicted.
Well, he's passionate. He's a natural fit to MCTS and the Sypek campus, meaning passionate, effervescent. And I'm saying this whether you're sitting here or not, Faz. You get our kids get you. You come alive. I mean, first day on the job, the guy's assembling chessboards and doing all kinds of super cool interactive things that really work with kids.
Yeah.
It's just a testimony of your love for kids and a testimony of your desire to connect with the family.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I've been in a lot of schools, and I would say none better than this when it comes to teachers who love to teach and students who love to learn. They're choosing what they would like to do. And then the programs that we offer here just seem to be so amazing. We took a trip out to the National Hot Rod Association, and the drivers and many of the mechanics talked to our kids and talked about how within 2 or 3 years after they graduate, they can be making six figures. And that's actually one of the mechanics, what he had done. One of the drivers had done the same. Wow. We, through the whole gamut, we would go to the cosmetology where they have a grueling process for their licensing.
It's incredible.
We have in our STEM program, I think we were talking about some student had an opportunity to get involved in an internship with the Institute for Advanced Study at Princeton University. It does what Albert Einstein started that group.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't get any more academic than that.
It's wonderfully diverse, and then along with the simple nuts and bolts things too, is like we have Ford Motor Company coming here on the 11th to meet with all our automotive students. That was a direct thing. And the field trip you just mentioned, that was the first week of school. You guys went out to Williams Grove, saw Top Fuel dragsters racing, and obviously that's fun for the kids, but the kids got to see, taste, touch, and feel a tangible automotive career pathway and connect with dealers that will support them. It's right there.
Yeah, and they happen to be there that week. I would invite John Force and Leah Pritchett and all the NHRA drivers to come, but they happen to be there that week, so we figured we might as well go meet them.
Hey, it's a win. It's a win. It's a win.
Little compliment to you there, Dr. Faz, is, sometimes the image of a principal is somebody sitting behind their desk
no way.
Or up in some ivory tower or something like that. You're out there, you're meeting the kids. I see you talking to kids all day long. You're moving around the whole campus. You're a presence. You're a physical presence too. You're a tall drink of water, Dr. Faz.
All right, well, okay.
But also just much appreciated. It really feels like you're getting your feet wet and your hands dirty and interacting with staff and students, and we love it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and I like seeing everybody. I like seeing the teachers. I heard Noel saying that, people don't remember what you say, people don't remember what you do, but people do remember how you make them feel. And so the teachers are great, the kids are great. It's I've never really seen a place quite like this when it comes to the ambiance and interaction and just excitement about teaching and learning. It's really in a class by itself, and I've been some great places too. So, but certainly none better than this.
Wow,
that's huge.
That's high praise.
I'm super pumped that we get to work with you and connect with you, and you get to have your experiences transcend and bleed into who we are as a family, because I think it's going to be a really solid fit, and we're going to really see this. Parents, you're going to get to meet them on Parents' Night. We're going to talk about that later in the broadcast or earlier in the broadcast, and we're going to make it happen.
Yeah,
so.
we're talking, and while we're talking about the parents, we have that craft advisory committee, and we're looking for some parents to serve on that.
Absolutely.
The memos are going out. We're going to be having on October 28th. We'll have our first craft advisory committee meeting, which will be school wide, and the culinary folk who just do amazing things.
Oh my gosh!
Chef Engel over there, and Chef Engel showed me how to make meatballs. I have the being a Sicilian and Italian, I have a great sauce, but I never really got the meatballs right. But
what do you teach you? What's the chef's tips?
What his tip was, and I always rolled the meatballs, and he said you shouldn't have the body heat on the meatballs. So he said the meatballs, you can mix them up,
yes,
but then you use a nice cold spoon, like an ice cream scoop,
so
to
the
put them
fat
in there,
doesn't melt?
and then bake. And then it works perfect. That was the best. They were the best meatballs I ever made.
I'll tell you what, Chef drops some truth bombs on you all the time. My dad bod runs on Chef Engel, Chef Silverman knowledge. I can tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
Faz, wait until you attend the first big event. You're gonna be.
Oh my gosh, the counselor's lunch,
counselor's breakfast coming up. End of this
Lordy.
month, you're going to have a time of your life.
My doctor told me to lose 50 pounds, but I'm
not here.
Yeah.
Wait till November.
I think I'm going in the other direction. Yeah. I start my diet usually every Monday.
Oh, maybe he doesn't even know about the Sypek 10.
Oh yeah, it's a given.
Sypek 10. Your first year here.
10 pounds easy.
No matter what.
There's no escape.
You could go to the gym for 2
You could
hours
grind.
a day. You're going to gain 10 pounds.
Just
accept it. Embrace it. Lean into it.
I think there's got to be a study coming out soon from Harvard School of Medicine
absolutely.
that it's a good thing to be heavy, and then
and then it's a win.
I'll eat a little more.
It's a win.
That's it. I like that. Let's get a grant for that study, and
yes, exactly.
the three of us can.
I'll definitely be a volunteer.
Yes,
exactly. Sponsored by Santa Claus and the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Dr. Faz, boy, he's strong.
Yeah, good guest. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Faz. Welcome to Mercer County Technical Schools and the Sypek Center, and glad to have you.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll see you around the campus.
Hi, this is Zach from Graphic Arts, and you're listening to the MCTS Experience.
All right. Well, Mr. Nash, that about wraps it up for this week's episode of the MCTS Experience.
Big kickoff. Wow.
Good kickoff.
I think it delivered.
I think it went right through the uprights.
It's hard to believe we've been doing this. This is the start of year 2 of the MCTS Experience.
Yeah.
Last year we tread into the low end. Heck, we jumped right in the deep end and did cannonball
with some good guests this week. It's our 1-year anniversary. Happy anniversary, boys. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Kenny Reimer, our student of the week, Anthony Beans Giovannetti as the teacher tip, and of course Dr. James Fazzone. Dr. Faz, welcome aboard, everybody. On behalf of myself and Nick MacGyver-Sikowski and the great Dave Nash, I would like to remind you to please like us on Facebook and Instagram, check out our YouTube channel, share all this stuff on social media, share this podcast with a friend, and until then, come tune us in next time. This is Mr. Orfe, along with Mr. Nash, reminding you to discover your passion
and unlock your future.